and that new normal we must embrace. I think higher education is one of the sectors that are embracing this change slowly. But we believe with webinars like this and with people showing us and speaking for this change and showing us how to go about this change, most of our colleagues will be willing to embrace this change where the use of technology in the classroom is concerned. But today we have different lineup of speakers who also will be adding their voice to this meeting. And to start off with, we will be having excuse me, please, just a minute. So to start off with, we'll be having Mr. Awoyemi Samuel. Mr. Awoyemi Samuel is a Microsoft Innovator Educator Expert and an outstanding chemistry teacher. He's also an educational technology enthusiast with wealth of experience when it comes to implementing technology in the educational sector. And he combines this knowledge in the deployment of Office 365 and suits with the ability to conduct technical training for school managers and teachers in order to bring about technology transformation. He has received a number of awards, like the International School Award winner for 2015 all the way to 2018, National Diamond Challenge Award. He's also a certified Microsoft master trainer, and he's a Wakelet ambassador. So we will be handing over to Mr. Awoyemi to take on the presentation and lend his own voice also to the discourse that we are having this morning. Mr. Awoyemi, if you're with us, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kemi. Thank you, Professor Aina. Professor Kuku, we appreciate your presentation. And my name is Awoyemi Samuel. I'm a Wakelet ambassador, and I'll be presenting basically on Wakelet today as we go into the new normal that we have been discussing all along. Okay, talking about Wakelet is a very powerful tool that educators can use, especially during this blended learning approach we are adopting in our higher institution of learning. Wakelet is a simple and free application. It's a tool that allows users to take control of the content that interests and inspire them. A free platform that allows you to save, organize, and share content from across the web. Why Wakelet? Why Wakelet? Now we've been talking about 21st century skills of collaboration, critical thinking, then creativity, skill communication, and so on and so forth. Now, in teaching how to actually make sure that our students, both in secondary and higher institution of learning, are well acquainted with all the skills necessary for them to succeed in this technology-driven world, we have to be deliberate about it and give them requisite tools that will make them to be able to succeed. And as we create a pivot for them, we create a foundation for them, they'll be able to leverage on that and succeed anywhere they go in the world. Now, why are we talking about Wakelet? Wakelet have been used for several purposes. For many celebrities use Wakelet, but its importance in educational sector because it's a very simple tool that students have been using right from primary school or even to PhD level and beyond. So the beauty of it is that students can use it, educators can use Wakelet, and the whole school can use Wakelet to actually bring about collaboration, bring about organization, bring about critical thinking. Okay, how can students use Wakelet? Wakelet is used, number one, for digital portfolio for students, for research work, for digital storytelling, for project work. Now, students can use Wakelet for their portfolio. There are so many activities that students are engaged in when they are on campus. Many of them they do not document all this activity, and these are so many things that other students from all around the world are doing, and it makes them to have edge over our students here. So with Wakelet, students are actually document their portfolio right from immediately they enter this higher institution of learning, right from 100 level to PhD level, and document it for the world to see. It can be used for professional development, for internship, and related extracurricular activity. These are documented in Wakelet and shared to the world. The problem we have around in this part of the world is that many people do not know how to share their stories. Many people do not know how to actually creatively organize their content and share it to the world. And so what is not shared is not known by anyone. And so that's why Wakelet is a very good and veritable tool for sharing of content, for research work. If you are a student attending this webinar this morning, you are involved in a lot of project work, Wakelet is a very good tool for you to really organize your content as you surf the net, as you go around and you gather your content. You do not want to miss out on the track as you go on your research. So immediately you see a point of interest on the net, you quickly copy it and bookmark it on your Wakelet. And at the end of the day, at your leisure time, you can now organize it and arrange it in a well-coordinated and interactive way. You can create categories on the go as you create your Wakelet. Now also it can be used for storytelling. Digital storytelling is the process through which people use digital tools to tell their stories. And in fact, it's a kind of blending, it's a kind of confluence point between human and computer algorithm. And so it's a very, very good way of actually telling your story and making sure that your story is read all over the world. And the digital story can include almost anything. For example, what has made Wakelet to be very, very good for educational sector is that because of its multimodal functionality. Number one, it can take text, it can take images, video, audio, social media posts, and so many interactive elements like maps. And so it can also be used for project work. For project work, students can collaborate together for their projects. And you know, in our institution of learning, we have final year project. We have along the way as we go from transit from one class to another, there are so many projects that students are actually involved in, and they can collaborate and bring out something fantastic, something very, very creative among themselves. We can have student collaboration. We can have student-teacher collaboration. We can have teacher-to-teacher collaboration. And in fact, we can have collaboration amongst different schools from within our country and beyond the country. And some people have asked, how do you teach the 21st century skill? How do you teach 21st century skill? How do you teach students to collaborate? How do you teach them to actually think critically? How do you teach them to organize their work? Now, when asking that question, the answer is provided in Wakelet, because Wakelet is so user-friendly, and you make them to be able to organize their thoughts in a more constructive way, in a more creative and interactive way. Now, how can educators use Wakelet? Lesson plan, and you know that when lesson plan, every time educators are involved in planning their lessons, and it's actually time consuming, but the challenge is solved, and it has been solved in Wakelet, because many educators all over the world are giving their feedback to Wakelet as regards being able to organize their lesson plan within a short time, and they can use it year and year. They just edit and add to it as the year go by. You can also embed resources into your lesson plan so that when it comes to teaching, you can have everything ready to go, all in one place. Now, educators can use Wakelet to organize their resources. Educators can collate resources, lecture, seminar, classes. Each class collection can include link to reference materials like journals, like textbooks, then also videos, podcasts, and images. And you can add notes to guide the flow of the lesson, or as thought-provoking question of yours for you. Now, we can also use for personal development organize your personal development. Number one, during this COVID-19, there have been a lot of online learning, a lot of webinar, a lot of seminar online, and many people just attend and it's not documented, it's not stored. And with Wakelet, you document everything that is being done, everything that you are passing through, all the professional development, you segment them, you categorize them in your Wakelet collection. And again, for educator, Wakelet comes as a very, very good tool for us, in the sense that many of us, we have written books, we have written journals, and many 20, 50, and so many journals, and we put them on Amazon or e-commerce platform, but this thing don't get adequately advertised for you. Now, in Wakelet, you can create your textbook as a collection. As a collection, I will take us through a little practical session before I close today. As a collection, you just put you put your textbook, then you put the preface as a description of the textbook. Then all your textbook can be in your Wakelet. All your journals can be in your Wakelet, and that all the textbook have a single link, and that single link can be shared on social media. And when they are shared on social media, when they click on your Wakelet, there is a place where you call the online store, or okay, it will lead them to your online store, and from so doing, you're able to advertise your product, you're able to advertise your book, and the world is able to know about what you are doing. And also, a whole library can use a Wakelet. For library, Wakelet is a very powerful tool, because all the books in the library can be put in the Wakelet, and each of them can be segmented by department. And when students click on the Wakelet, they'll be able to see the books, and in fact, they can read the book even while not physically in the school library. Also, a whole institution can use Wakelet. Number one, for newsletter. For newsletter, you stay connected with your students and the rest of the world by creating a collection of university latest news, research development, and events, and then share it as a monthly newsletter. And you share it to the world, you share with the parents, you share with everyone around the world. And if a lot of events occur in schools and our institution, and when we document it on our website, we also put the link to our website on our Wakelet. And from there, you can share that link, and the Wakelet can contain a whole website, a whole blog, textbooks, and so many segments can be in your Wakelet. And this comes as a single link. And when you share it to the world, they see everything that you are doing. Number one, the newsletter, event that is taking place in the school, and the library in the school can be shared, and the world can know about what is going on and what is happening in your school. There are four basic ways. Things that are.
Mr. Awoyemi?
Yes, sir.
Can you plan to round up in 2 minutes? We need to manage your time. Please,
thank you,
2 minutes.
Okay. Now, there are 4 things that are done in Wakelet: bookmarking, organizing, and sharing, then collaboration. Now, let's go to sharing. Now, as I said before, let's go to sharing. Okay, we can, yes. Now, you can share your Wakelet collection with anybody around the world. You can share it on social media. You can share it on Microsoft Teams. You can share it on Facebook and so many other. When you finish your collection, you can choose to keep it private or share it to the world. Make it public or share with your friends, colleagues, and students via their email or social media or Microsoft Teams. Now, when it comes to collaboration, as I round up, Wakelet can be used to collaborate. 2 students or lecturer and student can collaborate on Wakelet. So let's go to the last slide. Okay, before we go to the last slide, this is after you have done with your Wakelet. This is actually where you can come and invite contributor on your Wakelet. Student can contribute to a lecturer's Wakelet. Lecturer can contribute to student's Wakelet. and lecturer to lecturer contribution can also take place on Wakelet. And so let's go to the last slide now. The last slide, please. The last slide. Okay, the Wakelet, you can learn more about Wakelet if you, yes, this is resources for all of us as attendees on this webinar. You can quickly copy this now, or it will be left a little bit so that everybody will be able to copy it. When you go to phillipsonhub.com, Wakelet Learn, you'll be able to learn more about Wakelet. The first thing you do is to join the community, and then you sign up, and you begin to, it's very, very simple and to use. Just organize your thought in a more interactive and a creative way. Another thing I want us to, everybody on this platform today, we have a beautiful Wakelet certificate for every one of us, courtesy Wakelet International. So you just click on phillipsonhub.com Wakelet certificate. You can download your certificate and put your name on it. Thank you very much for coming. Because of our time, we will not be able to go to the interactive session, but I believe you have learned a little about Wakelet, and as you take your Wakelet game, you can contact the convener of the program to learn more, and even as you learn from Wakelet Learn. Thank you very much.
Dr. Oluniola, please go ahead. 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Samuel, for your presentation on Wakelet. And so, like we have seen, if you are looking for an application that can store all your contents, your research, and all that whatever kind of media you're looking for, a one-place stop to put all things together and organize them according to their needs or their purposes, and share with a one link to other people, or collaborate on a particular space where, for instance, if you're working with your colleagues, especially for the higher education, and you're writing a paper, a collaborative paper, and you go online looking for resources or materials for your literature and all that, and instead of you sharing multiple links or asking people to download the contents, you could all put together these contents that each of you find in the same Wakelet that has been shared as a collaborative space. So it's actually a very good, I call it a storage, to have all your materials in one place, and materials that you can easily share with a link. I would ask that Mr. Awoyemi, please, the links that you provided on your slides, if you could just copy and drop on the chat so that the attendees can have easy access to it, as against trying to write it out. And so while you do that, because of time, we will want to quickly introduce the next speaker who will be lending his voice to this discourse.